Hello, truth seekers. Lawrence here, and welcome to Easy Enlightenment. So, before this spiritual practice, we think we know who we are, don't we? We identify ourselves with the experience and knowledge, especially the upgraded experience and knowledge, and we identify with that and we represent ourselves with that, and we have become that. So, with that, we think we know who we are. But notice, even you know who you think you are with that identification, there is still the fear in you. And that because of the fear, you're still seeking more experience and more knowledge. You're seeking the upgraded sense of self in you. And that's the natural progression in the relative world, in the functioning world. But some of you have gone through a lot of changes in your life, right? And no matter how much upgrade you have brought in your life, no matter how much credential you have in you, you are still seeking for more, isn't it? Because who you have become so far, they are not helping you to dissolve the fear in your life. Who you have become so far is not satisfactory in you. You are not able to associate with one of the upgrade, and you're not able to say that I am this or I am that. You're still seeking. That seeking itself shows that you're not okay with that. Who you have become so far, you're not okay with that. You want further refinement. You want further upgrade. You want the peak experience, further peak experience. So you're still seeking. So, notice, you think you know who you are. But at the same time, you contradict yourself by ready to let go who you are with the next level of identification. And this kind of journey is never ending. And because of the continual seeking also comes with a struggle. That whole seeking is happening from the place of fear. And if you identify yourself with something, I am this now, you're so sure that I am this, then let's do this practice. I want you to sit with this inquiry and allow the inquiry to help you see the mind. I want you to see yourself how unsatisfactory you are with the sense of self. I want you to see the uncertainty in you right now with this inquiry. That you're failing to identify yourself with or how you are unsure about who you have become so far. Okay? So what you do is you sit with this inquiry called who am I? Let this who am I question to ring in you as a background and just sit with it. Ask yourself, who am I? You don't have to ask yourself, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Right? It's not like repeating the mantra. Just say, who am I? Ask, who am I? That's it. And allow your identification to resurface in you. And if you sit with it, notice the layers of the mind. Your past will resurface in you. Your present identification will resurface in you. And if you sit with the who am I, you will also associate it with your future identification, that who you want to become. So the past, the present, and the future will resurface in you. You will have tons of layers of who you have become so far and who you want to be in the future. So when you see all these layers and you're still seeking furthermore, that means you have become so many of you have so many masks. But that identification of who you have become so far is uncertain to you, isn't it? You could not pick one and you can say that I am this. You are not able to do that, isn't it? You are uncertain of who you have become and you're still seeking. That indicates that you don't know who you are. You thought you know who you are, but when you sit with the who am I inquiry, you will see that you don't know who you are. And this who am I inquiry is a simple approach to break the ice, to to create a knock on the door for the ego self. And then from there, the door can be opened for the humble beginning. That who am I practice can make the individual, make you open for the spiritual journey to figure out who you are. The willingness can come in, the openness can come in just because of the self-inquiry, who am I? So once we see a lot of layers in us, we are not satisfied with that. We're still seeking to figure out the real you. Now, the another approach here is about dismantling the mind. The spiritual journey is about not trying to find a new you. The truth of who you are is already present. And to get to that, what we need to do is take out all the layers of who we think we are. And if we can take out all the layers, then what is left is the real you. So the process is about dismantling the mind. Dismantling the mind is like the taking out the Lego pieces. Okay? Our life right now is the accumulation of experience and the ideas and we associate it with that. And journey towards figuring out the truth of who we are is taking out all the pieces. And that's the way to see the plain sight truth. Definitely we have an ingrained belief in us. We have a preference. Okay, let's talk about a little bit preference. We have the preference in life, isn't it? We have a certain way of doing things. We listen to that preference. We act with that preference. Our actions align to that preference. Our ideas are aligned with that preference. No doubt, we have a preference of how we want to move in life. So, if we can investigate and trace back our preference, we can figure out the reason behind having that preference. And tracing back our preference is taking out the pieces of the Lego. Or dismantling. So, you have the preference, whatever preference is that. There could be many preferences in your life. Depending on a different aspect of your life, you choose one of the preference that you are heavily influenced by it and you're maintaining it. Now, you ask yourself, why do I have this preference? Definitely, you have seen the great support result from that preference. That preference is supported by the action and ideas. You are getting this support from that preference. You're creating a boundary from that preference of stability, of material freedom. But you ask, why do you have this preference? Because, again, the superficial answer will resurface in you first. And whatever answer comes in, you ask, why is this important? Every time you see the answer from questioning why do I have this? Or why is this important? Why do I associate with this? If you keep asking why, it will help you to see basically your fear. You will see the fear at the root. Fear of many things. Basically, it all comes down to fear of death, or fear of being nobody, fear of suffering. Okay, you see that. And because of that, there's a preference. And that's why you're maintaining the preference, so you make sure that everything is running smooth. There's nothing wrong to making sure that we are comfortable in life. Okay? But when it comes to spiritual practice, spiritual freedom, we must investigate the layers we are maintaining, the preference we have. So why do I have this preference? You ask, why? Whatever answer comes in, you use that answer to deepen your backward journey, figure out the fear. And because of the fear, you're not able to let go your preference. The fear makes you attached to the preference. Now, when you see the fear, ask yourself, why am I afraid? Why? And allow that why to give you the answer. You are scared, you are attached. When you ask why am I attached to this preference, or why do I have the fear, there should be the answer. Just sit with this. Stay with the inquiry. Why am I afraid, or why am I attached to this preference? Again, I already told you there's a fear. So why am I afraid? If you stay with this, then this will help you to figure out the root for the extension of the fear of something, but eventually it comes down to fear of the death, fear of being nobody, or fear of death, fear of non-existence. Because if you don't exist, that means there's no more fun in life, isn't it? So if you just think, if I don't exist, then all the fun that I'm having right now won't be there, isn't it? So just to avoid the death, we control a lot. We maintain certain preference just to prolong life. To a certain extent, you can prolong life, but the death is inevitable for sure. We all have to go. But we resist to the death. We resist to the natural flow of life. Not just the ultimate death, but we also resist so many stuff while we are living, while we are functioning, while we are breathing. We resist. That is also going against the nature of way of things. And this simply is played by our ego self. Ego self is there because the truth is missing. So until we figure out the truth, the ego has taken the driver's seat in life and making us go everywhere. And spiritual journey is the way to figure out the flaws and true, and that's the way to be free. So trace your preference back, figure out the root cause of your preference, and also dismantle your root as well, which is dismantling the fear by asking why, and figure out all the way, trace the fear back all the way until nothing is left. And the next step is you ask yourself, who am I again? You're starting with the who am I, then you're dismantling the mind, and then again you ask yourself, who am I? And if you are thorough in dismantling the mind, then the final who am I will click. And if you're not thorough, yes, you won't be able to see the plain sight truth. And this is just one aspect of life, right? Again, you have many preferences. So you investigate in all the preferences that you have and figure out the attachment for that preference, and also figure out why you are attached to that. And if you start to be thorough in all aspects of your life, and when you ask who am I, you're going to make it click. And that's the enlightenment. That is the truth realization moment. Okay. So again, I started with the question, who am I, today, to see the layers of who we have become so far, and we are still not satisfied with who we are right now. That means we're still seeking. So that means we don't know who we are. So are you ready to find the true you? Then self-inquiry is the way to get there. Okay? I hope this video makes sense to some extent. I hope. Thanks for watching this video. Yeah, take care for now. See you in the next video. Bye.